Top Speed. My name is Christy, and today in our garage is a 2009 Toyota Matrix XRS. The Matrix, which is also called the Toyota Corolla Matrix, was first introduced in 2003 as a compact hatchback based on the Toyota Corolla platform. Relatively unchanged in 2004, a facelift for the 2005 brought a rather nice change to the Matrix appearance. The Toyota Matrix is available in 3 trims: Standard, S, and XRS. Our XRS is powered by a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine, which produces 158 horsepower. For those of you that are worried about the fuel economy, the 2009 Matrix XRS has an MPG of 21 city and 29 highway. Now that's impressive. The starting price for the Matrix is $16,290, $18,600 for the S trim, and $20,800 for the XRS. Our test vehicle has a price of $24,760. Because it's the XRS trim, has a JBL in-6 CD changer, the all-weather guard package, an optional moonroof, and carpet floor mats. So now we have more details on the 2009 Toyota Matrix XRS. Let's go outside with Miles and check it out.
Thanks, Christy. This is our 2008 Toyota Matrix XRS. Now, Toyota wants you to believe that this is a crossover vehicle, but it's not. It's a wagon, but in a good way. Also, because it's made up of so many bits from the Corolla, it's almost like the Corolla wagon, but again, Toyota can't call it that for 2 very good reasons. One, wagons have a bad reputation in the United States. You say wagon, it brings up images of a long, big car with fake wood down the sides and mom and dad in the front seat and you and 20 of your siblings in the back and possibly even the faint smell of Cheetos. The difference here is this is obviously not that car. And also, it's more than just the Corolla. Now, the Matrix is a Corolla where it counts. This has the same 2.4-liter engine that we have in the Corolla XRS, as well as all the other little bits that behind the scenes that work well, such as a transmission and other pieces. There's even a family resemblance here. You can tell that starting around here and going front, it looks a little like the Corolla. It has the same bug-eyed headlights, has relatively the same shape. It's almost like a Corolla with a nice body kit. It's nice and aggressive. But starting from here on back, the car really comes into its own. Brings the roof line down, the doors start to come up, it tapers off into a really nice point. Now also, because they're going for that performance look, standard on our XRS model are 18-inch wheels with 10-spoke rims on a performance tire. But that's not what makes the car special. It's right back here and we'll show it to you now. Back here is where we get to the part where I said this is a wagon in a good way. And the reason is it turns this car into a car for sports. Not necessarily a sports car, but definitely a car for sports. Because of the wagon idea, you get versatility. And so now you have the everyday practicality of the Corolla, but it's a versatile car. So now, if you live in a coastal area, it's like you have the Corolla that can hold your surfboard. Or if you live in a mountainous area, you got the Corolla that can hold your skis. Or if you live anywhere else in the country, it's a Corolla that can hold your cow. The difference is now you have options. Now we're inside the Matrix now, and one of the things is if you just stepped out of a Corolla and sat down into this car, you'd see that a lot of the parts look the same. The radio, the climate control, all the little buttons, the knobs, everything you can see you saw in your Corolla. It's positioned a little bit different, but that's also not a bad thing. It works in the Corolla, it also works here in the Matrix. Now, all the materials, just like the Corolla, are made out of good quality. The plastics feel nice and durable. All the other materials, they have a nice quality feel to it that you know it's going to be around for the long haul. And back when we test drove the Corolla, the 3-spoke steering wheel, which was really meant for a sports car, we didn't feel it felt quite right in a family car. Well, because this Matrix is trying to be more of a performance car, this feels really well. It works well in here. The wheel is nice, it's small, it's grippy. It does what it's supposed to. Now, also because this is a performance and more youth-oriented car, the Matrix has a couple of nice touches. One of a really good one is that under the gear shift, there's a plug which is actually has its own converter, so you can plug in directly home electronics into the car without having to have any other problems, and you can operate it from one little switch on the dash. All that means is that Toyota's just thinking about their youth market, and it kind of works here in the Matrix. Now, behind the wheel of the Matrix is where the car really comes into its own. Where we had with the Corolla, which it felt more like a family car, this very much feels much more performance-wise. The car here, the suspension has been stiffened up, the steering is much heavier, it's basically just more performance-oriented. the car is asking a lot more to be thrown into the twisties, and that's a good thing. Now, you still have the accelerator and brake feel of the Corolla, but like I've said before in other things, it works well in the Corolla and it'll still work well here. In our XRS, we have the upgraded 2.4-liter four-cylinder. Now, the standard engine is a 1.8-liter that makes 132 horsepower. What we get in our upgrade, though, is we get 36 more, making a grand total of 158. And in a small car like this, you really feel it. It's a nice thing. The only thing that lets us down is the Corolla sort of seeps back in a little bit, and the transmission isn't necessarily geared for it. And that means that when you step on the accelerator, if you're in automatic mode, the Matrix doesn't necessarily want to get up and go as much as it just sort of wants to ease you along. There's an easy solve for that, though, and that's because this car is set up very well. Ergonomically, you're always going to have your hand on the gear shift lever. It just feels really good, and the great thing also is then you can take that gear shift lever, put it into sport mode, and problem is solved. Now, there's an old joke about the Corolla being sort of like an everyday appliance. It just is a little bit more, it makes the perfect flavor of vanilla. Well, the Matrix is more than that. In fact, what we can say with the Matrix is it's like your everyday performance appliance that can also hold your surfboard.
Thank you, Miles. Well, that's all we have for today on the 2009 Toyota Matrix XRS. Tune in next time for our next test drive.